Welcome to this Church Fuel series on how to get your congregation to invite. My name is Pastor Brad, and I'll be sharing my top idea from what we've seen work here at New Hope Church in Marysville, Kansas. If you'd like our team to send you all the materials from this series, you can just text the word invite to 816-844-3306. So let's jump into my idea. Honestly, we haven't had the greatest ideas in the past. Typically, we just gave people an invite card and encouraged them to invite a friend or family member or coworker to church. And honestly, it wasn't very effective. And so this last year, we decided to take a different approach and take more of a campaign approach to invitation. And we did that by utilizing Easter. And so since Easter was on March 31st this last year, we decided to make March what we called the month of hope. And so for the whole month, we were going to be looking for opportunities to share our faith and invite people to church. And to challenge people to do that, we did a few different things. First, we kicked off the month by having a Saturday morning training, that first Saturday of March, where we invited our church to come, and we had a special guest come, and we had training on evangelism, we had training on hospitality, we had training on sharing your faith, and all aspects of what it means to go out and reach the lost. And it was really great. People really engaged in it, and I think it was very helpful. At that training, we also challenged them and invited them to join us in the campaign and be a part of the month of hope. And so what we asked them to do is to text the word hope to our text and church number. And what that then did is it allowed us to then through the month send them emails and text reminders about what we had asked them to do. And what we'd asked them to do was to look for opportunities to invite 3 people to church. And then we gave them some tools to do that. And what we did in the training is kind of went over these tools and how they worked. And so obviously we gave them a church invite, and we tried to do something a little bit different, circular. On the back, it says you're invited. And so this is a way to invite somebody to church. And then the other thing we did is we gave them what we call an acts of kindness card, acts of kindness. And on the back, it says something extra to show that God loves you. On the other side, and so do we, with our church website and our logo. And so the idea is you do something kind for somebody, you give them this card, invite them to church. So for example, I was selling some Apple AirPods on Facebook Marketplace. I think it was sometime in March, yeah. And so what I did is when somebody bought them, it was a young man here in our community bought them, I met him at his work, and instead of taking money from him, I gave him this card, and I said, listen, these are a gift, and I just want you to know that God loves you, cares about you, and so do we, and want to invite you to church. So that was the idea, and honestly, our people loved it, and they totally engaged in that. And then another thing that we did that we hadn't done in the past is, we did something to follow up Easter. So a lot of times we invite people to Easter, or we invite them to a service, and they come. Then what? We gave them an invitation follow-up card with just some ideas on how to engage people after they attend for the first time. And one of the important parts of this card was continuing to invite them. So what do? You just continue to invite them to the next Sunday? You can, but what we did is we gave our people some specific events that they could invite their friends or coworkers or family members back to. So for example, after Easter, you can invite them to the men's breakfast, or you can invite them to our baptism service as we celebrate all that God did at Easter. You could invite them to this women's event, or you can invite them to Mother's Day. So we gave them some tools and opportunities for them to invite their friend or family member or coworker back to church. And man, people really engaged in it. And at Easter, we saw a 30% increase from the previous year, and really just our people engaging in evangelism and inviting people to church in a way we never have before. And so that's my idea, and to get your congregation excited about inviting. So if you like all the ideas from this series, you can just text the word invite, again, to 816-844-3306. Hey, and let's keep working to make heaven more crowded. God bless you.